How's it going, everybody? This is BigManRonk, and welcome to the first pre-recorded video that we have on this channel. So this is the first of many, basically story time kind of videos. Like I used to see back in the day, would just be gameplay and a commentary, that kind of thing. So this isn't live or anything. I'm just recording this on Audacity like a fucking legend. And I've just gone through. I've got about 20 so far, just stories I can remember. I used to do some, silly, goofy shit back in the day, and some of this is pretty recent. I'm still a fucking moron, as you'll see in this video. So let's get into this one. And I want to apologise if there's loads of jump cuts, because the last time I recorded something like this, I was like fucking 12. So I have not done a video like this where I just sit down and talk. So every time I press record, I'm like, I fucking stumble over all my words, and I'm like throwing up. But we're going to see how it goes. So anyway, let's get into this. The drunkest I've ever been, or well, close to it, I don't know. The line is very blurry when it comes to this, but this takes place back in my first year of university. And it was actually right at the end of the first year. So this was the day of my last exam that I had. So I had about 6 or 7 exams at the end of the year. And the last one, we decided we'd go out, and there was this big field. Where I lived in my university, there was this big section of grass, and it was on a huge hill. And it was basically in the middle of loads of the other halls at uni. So it's sort of a massive place where everyone would walk through to get home. Or everyone was sesh when it was summer. So this takes place in summer. So the day of the last exam, what we thought we'd do is we'd get a load of drinks, put them in this box, get a load of ice in it, and just go see what happens on the field. So we fill up this big plastic crate, we fill it with ice, and we throw in a load of beer and a load of White Claws. Now this is where this gets interesting, because at this time I was watching a lot of fucking Nelk videos, right? So those guys, I don't watch them anymore because the whole scamming stuff, and obviously they're a little bit cringe. And I just don't really enjoy their content as much as I used to. But at the time, I was watching a lot of their videos, and they were just shotgunning White Claws left, right, and center. And the whole thing was like they were big into White Claws. So I don't know, something came over me, and I just bought I think it was an 8-pack, and I was like, let's see what the hype is about. So we throw down this box, we get some tunes on, we're on the field. And we just start drinking, it's a very hot day, it's very nice. And I had all this pent up, like, aggression and hunger to just get fucked up, because I had not had a drink since the exam started. This has been like 2 weeks, so we're at breaking point now, my skin's crawling, I'm throwing up in the mornings, like, I need a fucking bev. So at this point, I'm just looking to let myself go. Like, you have those nights out where you just, at the start of a night, you just know, like, yeah, I'm gonna get fucked up tonight. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but something comes over me at the start of certain nights where I'm like, this is gonna be a silly, goofy one. So anyway, I start shotgunning White Claws. If you don't know what a shotgun is, you get your keys and you just poke a hole in like the bottom third of a can, and then what you do is you put your mouth over that hole instead of one at the top, and you flip it and crack the seal at the top, and it comes out a lot faster because obviously the air from the top pushes the White Claw down into your mouth through the other hole that you've poked. So I start shotgunning White Claws. My mates are shotgunning beers. We're getting a little bit silly, and it's just a great time. Like something about when you've got a load of drinks in a box full of ice and they're floating and they're ice cold. It's a beautiful sight, and I just can't stop myself taking more. So I'm just drinking so much, like anything I can see. I'm rummaging through in the box like a fucking badger. And I'm starting to feel a little bit wavy, and something creeps into my head. So this is also from Nelk. So those guys smoke Marlboro Reds. And obviously being a young, vulnerable child, I thought I'd get involved as well. So someone comes over me and I'm like, I'm gonna smoke cigarettes. This is what I'm gonna do. And they call them darts in the videos, which I still call them to this day. So that influence has stayed with me. So I call them a pack of darts, right? So I'm just like, I need to get some darts, boys. I need to get some darts. It's just what I do. I just smoke darts. I love them. So there's a co-op. It's about 15-minute walk down the road. So away from a field, we walk down the road. So me and my mate, I think he wanted some beer or something like that, because we were running low at this point. So we decide we're gonna go to the co-op. And I'm going to sort myself a pack of darts, but I smoke regularly, of course. That's just me, that's what I do. So we start walking down to the co-op, and it starts hitting me on the way. Obviously, because when you shotgun, it hits you very fast and very, very quick and very sudden. So, because obviously all that just goes into your stomach all at once. And then there's a delayed fuse, and then when that switch hits, it's like a fucking truck. So I'm just walking, and I feel like I'm floating, honestly, like, my head's revolving around like fucking Sir Nicholas, and I'm just walking around this road. And obviously my mate's more sober than me, so he's guiding me. We're all good. I wasn't too fucked up at this point because I remember this, so this is pre-blackout. But we get to this co-op, and I stroll in like a fucking gammon. I go up to the guy at the counter, and I'm like, "Alright, could I have a pack of Carling?" And he says they're in the fridge. I'm like, "What?" What's his first fucking day on the job? Absolute moron. Nah, mate, so what I said is a pack of Carling, like, sort me out for good stuff. And again, he's like, yeah, we're back in the fridge. I'm like, is this guy alright? Is he fucking moron? Oh, and then something switches, and I realise that I'm asking for a pack of beer. So then I remember what I actually want, and I ask him for a pack of Marlboros. So he sorts me a pack of Marlboros. They were like 15 quid or something. Cigarettes are a joke, honestly. So I finally figure out how to get a pack of darts, and I've got them. And I'm strolling out the shop, happy as ever. And once I'm out, the guy turns to my mate, and he's like, "Is your friend alright?" Because I don't know what I must have looked like, just strolling around like an absolute lemon, asking for a pack of Marlboros out of the fridge. I don't even know, but he's like, "Oh yeah, he's fine, he's just had a few." So I'm strolling around, and we start walking back to the park to get these downers. And I'm looking forward to these cigarettes. But on the way back, we see two girls from my halls who actually lived in my block. So it was separated into blocks. So in my block, it was 6 on the bottom floor, and then 6 on the floor above that, and then 3 people at the top. And on the top, it was me and these 2 girls. So I knew them quite well. So we walked past them, and then we start talking. My mate's talking to them. I think I just start interjecting with just random shit. Like, when you're just trying to be funny, but you're just on a complete different wavelength to everybody else. So I'm just saying like the weirdest shit. Just coming in with sentences that do not fit at all. And I could tell they just give me the weirdest looks. But I don't care, I got a pack of Marlboros and I'm ready to go. But yeah, that was fucking embarrassing. Anyway, I finished this NPC conversation with them. And then I start strolling back to the park. And we make it back. So at this point, our section had got quite a bit larger. Like, obviously, more friends have finished our exams now, so they were all filling up. And we had some more drinks in the box at this point, so it was looking like a good time. So I decide this is the point where I'm gonna start hitting my Marlboros, and at this point, the alcohol's really setting in. So things are a bit hazy after this, but I know what I did is I'd get one out, I'd smoke about halfway, cough it all up. This is from other people telling me this. So I'd smoke it about halfway, and just stick it in my pocket and get a new one. I don't know why. To this day, I don't know why I did this. So I'm just pulling them out, smoking halfway, extinguish in my pocket, forget about it. Next one. And this went on for quite a while apparently. I woke up with half a pack gone. So I think it was at least I think I had like 8 left in the morning. So I got through 12 like this, but realistically it was like a total of 3. Because what I'd take a puff and just stick it in my pocket for later. I don't know. I was saving them for later, Scooby snacks or something. I don't know. But this went on for quite a while. I mean, it got to the point where everybody's like, just stop. Just stop doing this. Like, it's embarrassing. So I'm just like, no. When you're in that drunk mood and like people trying to tell you what to do, you're going to want to do the opposite. So I'm just fucking running away. And there's these hedges, like this big sort of forest area next to a park. So I just sprint into there and I just get my cock out. Because I need a piss and your inhibitions sort of go. So I'm just cock out, middle of a field, smoking quarter of a Marlboro. My life's never been better. So I'm taking a piss and I'm puffing on a Marlboro. And then after this, I stumble out the forest. And I think even my own body was telling me to stop at this point. I was coughing my lungs up because I was every other breath was a fucking Marlboro Gold. So at this point, I think I stopped for a minute. And people see how fucked up I am, and I don't know why, but in our culture, if you're fucked up, people want to keep feeding you. I mean, some people at least. I don't know. I know I'm one of them. Like, if one of my mates is fucked up, you want to push him over the line. So everyone's just feeding me shit. Like, I remember one of my friends just had this bottle of like peach gin, and she was just sending me shots. Like, have another one. It will help. And I was like, yeah, of course, fruity, isn't it? So. Bit of vitamin C. So that sends me even more. And then I got to that point where I was numb to pain because what I did next was fucking wild. And I don't advise anyone does this. But what I did is we basically hadn't got a bottle opener because we've been drinking cans up at this point, just shotgunning. So then we now need to open bottles and we don't have a bottle opener. Because I don't know how someone forgot that, but it is what it is. So obviously, being as fucked up as I was, I don't see a problem with this. I mean, I was born with a good set of teeth. So I pick up, I think it was a Budweiser. I think it was a nice cold Budweiser. So I pick this little bud up and I stick it in the side of my mouth. So not my front teeth, but all the, what are they fucking called? Like the molars. I think it's the molar. You know the side of your mouth. So and I just crack it. So I go the first time and I hear a little crack. And it's like, you know when you get it a little bit up, like you just tease in the cap and it starts hissing and she starts squirting. Yeah, it's like that. So that's what I did the first time. Everyone starts screaming like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm like, "Relax, relax. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing." I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. I was just hoping for the best. So I crank it again and it pops off. And I just felt like a fucking magician. It was beautiful. And that's the only time I've ever done this. So I strongly advise, this really fucks up your teeth. I think I still have a little hole in the side of my teeth, like where I cracked this bottle was a little hole, because obviously the bottle cap has those little sharp ridges on. This is a horrendous idea. Do not do this, but it's off the bucket list anyway. So I pop that off and I start. I think I chugged the entire Budweiser, because when you open a bottle with your teeth, you're not just gonna start sipping on it. Like that was true alpha energy I just unlocked there. So I just see off a bottle, and from this point it gets really hazy. So I obviously black out because I've had at this point. I don't even know. I think I've had at least... I kept going on about this 13 beers, apparently. I was like, 13 beers, 13 beers. So I think I must have... and somebody texted me the next morning, I can't remember who it was, and they were like, you hit the target. So I think I managed 13 beers. Or it was 13 White Claws and beers put together. I don't even know. Who cares? I blacked out. Blacking out is blacking out. So after this is purely from other people telling me what happened. Because... it's so weird when you black out. You do not remember a single thing that happens. So all the events from this point forward are just transcribed from other people telling me what happened. So I'm just rolling around in the grass, like a sausage, just necking beers. I don't even know what I was doing at this point. I think I went back for the Marlboros, and I was just having a silly old time. But it got to the point where people wanted to go back in because it was late now and it started to get dark. So we started to go back in. And I couldn't walk because, I don't know, I was just fucked up. So I need to get carried in. So Chloe, my girlfriend, and one of my mates have to literally pick me up. Like, I've got my arms around their shoulders and they're just hoisting me back to the halls. And I'm just moaning incoherently. I'm like, and then apparently Chloe told me in the morning, I just scream out, "I want to get raped tonight." Where has that come from? I don't know, but I was just going on about how I needed to get raped. Like, it was on the agenda for that night. So we're struggling back. I'm going on about how I need to get raped. And we reach my room. I didn't throw up. I did. That's a key moment to the story. I did throw up. So we get to the top of the stairs. So I'm all the way... It's a worse situation because if I'm really fucked up, I have to go up 2 flights of stairs all the way up to my room. So we reach my room, and I think I must have started heaving. And Chloe grabs a bag, and I just start filling up this bag. Like, I think I'm just heaving everything I drank that night. It was just coming all the way up, which is weird because I usually don't throw up on my night. I'm always the guy who throws up the next day, all day, but I'll hold it in on my night. But when I'm really fucked up, this is what happens. I do start throwing up. So I'm throwing up into this bag. And I managed to get into bed. I think I just passed out. I think Chloe honestly like slept on my chair that night because she didn't want to go near me. Like this is a sweaty, cigarette-filled, like stinking, reeking, heaving gremlin. Like I don't blame her one bit. So now when I get into bed, I was actually showing a video of this. So she recorded this. I just start moaning and growling, literally an animal, like top of my lungs, just moaning. Like this is like 1 a.m. and she just can't sleep because I'm literally growling like a fucking lion, and I'm just moaning and moaning in my bed. I have no clue what I was doing. I was moaning about something, probably crying out to be raped. I don't know. Okay, so I thought all the videos of this got deleted, but Chloe's actually just found one of the videos of me moaning in bed, so I'm gonna play that now. And I eventually pass out, so all is well. Quiet falls over the halls, and the next morning I wake up and oh my god, this is this is probably, well, one time I was hungover and I had heat stroke at the same time, so that probably beats it, but this is up there with one of the worst hangovers I've ever had. I wake up like midday and my head is just horrendous. It feels like someone's literally fucking ripping apart my skull. And it was one of those where you just cannot move. Like, the thought of moving a singular muscle in your body is enough to make you throw up. So all I can do is just reach out on my phone and just start scrolling on shit. And I open Snapchat and I have a message from one of the girls on my floor who I was talking to on my way back from a co-op, like I said. So I have a message from one of them, which is weird because I didn't really talk to them a lot, especially on Snapchat. I talked to them in real life, but we never really texted or anything. So I open up this message and I knew it was going to be bad as soon as I looked at it. And I open it up and it reads, "What the fuck is in the hallway? It looks like a placenta is in my bag." And I have no clue what it is, because I didn't know what she was talking about. So it turns out Chloe had captured all the vomit, but obviously she must have been drunk herself or just bored. So she just left it in my hallway and didn't dispose of it. So she just left this sack of chunder outside my roommate's door. And she's gone out and obviously nearly fucking tripped over it. And it must have looked like a bodily organ. I don't even know. So I'm just apologising like that's my sick. It's not placenta. There was no birth. Luckily, I was thinking for a second. I was like, did I fucking give birth last night? Like, do I have a kid? But that would have been a real movie. But nah, it turns out I didn't give birth. It was just a load of chunder. So I apologise so much for that. I don't know what she was doing, just leaving it there. A little gift. That was fucking funny. And the final bit of this story is something very weird that happened the entire next day after these events. And what happened was, it was so, every time I would breathe in, every time I would breathe in through my nose, I would smell and taste just thick cigarette smoke. Every inhale I took, it was horrible. It was like I was inhaling cigarette smoke right next to me. It was like if, say, two people were in my room just lighting up cigarettes, just constantly, like, chain smoking, and it was just filling the air. Like, no matter where I went, what air I went into, every breath I took, it was just a fucking dart. And then I actually looked this up. This is an actual thing. Hold on, I'm going to need to find what this is actually called, because I promise you I'm not making this up. Hold on. Yeah, so it is an actual condition. So what it's called is phantosmia, or an olfactory hallucination. So it causes you to smell things that aren't there. So I somehow developed this condition from getting too lit. I don't know. The entire next day, I was just smelling cigarettes, and it was horrible, because especially that night, trying to sleep, like, Chloe kept giving me this thing that's like, it's like a spray that you spray in your nose. It's like minty thing. I don't know. She was someone to try and fix it. I was just spraying the shit out of my nose like a fucking hose, and all I could smell was Marlboro Golds. It was disgusting, especially trying to sleep. Every breath I took was just thick cigarette smoke. But that was a very weird next day. Yeah, worst hangover I've ever had. Definitely up there. And that's where the story ends, really. Yeah, nothing else happened after that. But I hope you enjoyed. If you want to see more like this, then let me know. I do plan on making a lot more, because it gets goofier than this, trust me. And if you made it this far in the video, let me know. Like, get a little comment placenta down below. Don't make it obvious, but some sentence involving placenta. Get a little bit goofy with it. And I appreciate you reaching the end of this video. But I love you all, and I'll see you soon.